this entire ecosystem basically that would live on their backs, and it's really important for a wild sloth that they have that, because not only will they use that green covering as camouflage, but it's also a food source for a very specific type of moth that will live on their backs and all throughout their fur that will feed off that moss and algae. And it's important for the wild sloths to have those moths on their back because they have a symbiotic relationship with those moths. So the sloths need those moths and the moths need the sloths in order to survive.
So, he said earlier that they were like, there was one place where they're like being plucked from the wild and like killed, basically.
Yeah, and it's really.
I know. I stopped. I held my hand.
And sometimes when she's leaning like that, it's almost just easier just to put your hand underneath her and you just kind of snap it that way. That way we don't run the risk of breaking down her side or
ticklish areas.
Yes, yeah.
Are sloths in danger?
Not yet. So the two-toed sloths, we have a good population of those in captivity because we are able to breed those in captivity. However, the three-toed sloths, their diet is extremely sensitive. They can really only eat the leaves of the Sarcopia trees, and those only grow in South America. So for that reason, it's pretty difficult to breed those in North America like this. So they're closer to the endangered list than the two-toes for sure. But their habitat is definitely something that is concerning, that it's ever shrinking. I mean, the rainforest is ever more being cut down, more every day. So that's always something that we've got to keep a focus on. But yeah, down in Roatan, Honduras is a really popular place for sloth encounters to take place. And those sloth encounters are with wild sloths. And a lot of times I'll tell people that Zoe is an ambassador sloth, which means that she genuinely enjoys this interaction. And when I went in her enclosure to get her a little bit ago, she came straight to me. I didn't even have to go and pick her up. She climbed onto me herself.
She said it's snack time.
Yeah. And so naturally, sloths are very solitary animals, and if they don't go through the ambassador program like Zoe did, they're not going to be looking for a human interaction. And so doing a sloth encounter with a wild sloth would essentially be the difference between holding a house cat like Zoe and a feral cat. And those sloths would definitely be trying to claw your eyes out and get away from you. Now the first several interactions are going to be like that, but then after, say, a cruise ship comes and is boarded, and then hundreds of people are getting off that cruise ship and wanting to do a sloth encounter, and that sloth has been passed from person to person to person to person over and over again, they use up all of their energy and they just don't have any means even to be able to fight back anymore. And so that a lot of people are not aware of that and not aware of the practices that go on to those guys. Don't understand that it really does shorten their life expectancy to roughly 2.5 weeks after an encounter like that.
Oh my gosh.
Because like I said, all that moss and algae and those moths that are living on their backs are really important to the sloth. And if they're stripped from all of that, because what happens most of the time is that before those sloths are introduced to do those encounters, all of that's taken off of them. And for a wild sloth, it's essential that they have those. Not in captivity, because they're not trying to be camouflaged from anything. And we always keep them warm so they don't need those moths on their back to produce the bacteria that they actually will use to digest the food. So that's probably my favorite thing about sloths, because it's so intricate and so extraordinary the way that it's set up, because they actually will use a bacterial process to digest their food, unlike us that we use an enzymatic process. And we're born with those enzymes, but the sloths are not born with the bacteria that they require to digest their food. And so around day 3 of the sloth's life is when the baby first starts to be interested in solid food, and they'll get the first few bites of solid food actually from the mother's mouth, and they'll kind of lick her in the corners of her mouth while she's eating. And in that process, the baby will lick up some of mom's saliva, and in mom's saliva is that bacteria that's also in her gut that's helping her digest her food that she's gotten from those moths that are living on her back. And so then after the baby gets big enough for those moths.
Sorry, she's licking my arm.
No, she's touching it with the food.
The food, yeah.
She doesn't seem to like that piece as much as the other.
It's a little bit bigger. Sometimes it takes her a little bit longer to chew those.
She's struggling.
Isn't gonna hide my face.
No, she's not.
She's embarrassed.
It was too much. It was just too much. It's so hard.
And then after they've gotten that little bit of bacteria from their mothers, from her saliva, then all the moths that are living on the mom's back will slowly transfer over and be on the baby as well. And so then, bacteria, as we know, is really sensitive to temperature changes, especially a drop in temperature. And in the wild, temperature is always fluctuating. While most of the time it's hot and humid in the rainforest, and depending on the season that it is, overnight it can drop as low as 60 degrees. And since sloths cannot maintain maintain their own body temperature, their temperature will drop and that bacteria could be completely wiped out from their systems. So they rely on that population of moths that they have living on their backs. Yeah, they produce that bacteria, so they'll just lick up more of that bacteria and they're good to go. And the sloths in captivity, like I said, they don't need those moths because we always keep it 80, 81 degrees in here. So they're always warm and that bacteria always has a good environment to thrive in. Now, a lot of sites and sources will say that sloths are dangerous because they have a specific bacteria on their backs and in their mouths that's dangerous for people. And it's they kind of use that as a scare tactic because they don't want people to mess with wild sloths. And while that bacteria is not harmful to people, their bite definitely would be. And so while, Zoe enjoys this type of interaction and she would not dream about intentionally biting someone to hurt them, a wild sloth is very different, and they would use their teeth as a possibility to try to get away from somebody or an animal that's trying to eat them. That's essentially the only defense mechanism that they have. And they do have very sharp teeth as well. And so that's why I always usually tell people, if she goes over to one side and she starts to open up her mouth towards your arm or something, she can't tell if that's food or not. And so you gotta move your arm away from her, because otherwise she's just gonna go and nibble and not realize that that's not a food bowl for her. Because while we usually give little pieces like that, another food that we give her is served in a bowl, a little rice mixture that we give her, and she'll eat that off of one side or the other. And so sometimes she'll see somebody's arm move and be like, oh, it's snack time. And if you leave your arm there, you're gonna get pinched before she realizes that, it's not food.
So does she sit in this position, like?
That's just kind of her resting position.
Okay.
She'll just kind of curl up.
I was like, am I scaring her?
No, that's just kind of a comfortable position
She's
for
got
her
her arm
resting.
wrapped around your waist.
And, well, she's got both. They're very pointy.
Yeah.
Very pointy.
Yeah. And they'll dull down as the sloths get older. They're the sharpest when they're the youngest because they don't climb as much. And the ambassador sloths as a whole, they tend to be a little bit more pampered, and they tend to not want to climb as much. She has a hammock over in the corner of her room that's where her booty stays all day long.
Her booty stays.
Until it starts to get dark and all the lights go out. That's when they move around a lot more.
Is that
So
what
she'll
that
be.
is?
Yeah, Flash's enclosure is in there, and Zoe's is in there.
Oh my gosh, Flash and Zoe, like from Zootopia? I was like, wait, Zoe, that sounds like, I was just thinking of that.
Oh, hi.
Well, hello.
You moved so fast and you opened your eyes like you were napping.
She heard her name. She was like, oh, they're talking about that movie that they made about me. Three-humped camel, those are right outside. No, I thought it was funny when we went and we saw the camels, and the guy who was like showing them to us was like, oh yeah, we tried to name Humphrey Sid when he first got here. Because
his eyes were so far apart.
like Sid the sloth,
Yeah.
not the actual sloths.
Yeah.
Like, such a cute little face.
So what other encounters have you guys had?
I saw the foxes,
And I did the kangaroos. I
Oh,
moved
gotcha.
at the same time.
and then we did the camel ride.
Yeah.
And the farm tour.
Mhm.
And, oh gosh, what else was there?
That was it. And then we went and got food.
Yeah.
We came back.
The margarita is affecting my head.
Oh
She had to drive us back. Because that margarita, I drank it in like half an hour because we had an hour between.
The ride and this.
Did you go over to the Mexican place?
Yeah. Love Mexican food. Sauteed green peppers and onions are the best.
Put a microphone like right here, and then get some
Yeah,
sloth
and-
ASMR.
Sloth eggs.
Especially with it, she doesn't really like green beans, but Flash loves green beans, and he chomps so loud. Like, we really do need to get one of those little mics and just hold it up there to him.
So is she gonna be? Because my grandma and my aunt are coming back for the 4 p.m. one. Is it gonna be this one, or is it gonna be Flash?
No, the 4 o'clock one will be actually Dash. So we have 4 sloths. We have
Oh.
Flash, Dash, Zoe, and Chloe.
Dash, 100 yards.
Yeah. Yep. So that'll be with Dash.
Sorry, Chloe, you didn't get involved in the name and the Zootopia theme.
That'll be interesting to see how they're different.
Oh yeah, their personalities are completely different.
So the tiny little pupil, like, is that like how bad their eyes are? Because there's no white part. of
Yeah,
their
no, they
eyes.
stay like that all the time during the day when it's bright, but at nighttime when all the lights go out, their pupils will actually dilate quite a bit, and you'll actually see more black in their eyes than you will brown.
Oh.
And so that really allows them to see a lot better at night.
It's like pinpoint vision.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's pretty narrow too. It's essentially like cupping your hands like this together and looking through it, so they don't really have any peripheral vision.
You're about done, honey. Yeah.
You said more? More?
Are you full yet? How much, is this a snack for her or is this a meal?
Well, they eat about 10% of their body weight every day, and so
Okay.
they do eat a good amount, and she's just kind of a snacker. She'll snack throughout the day when we get her out.
Me too, honey, me too.
So,
Had to get on a shot for that. That hard hair's not gonna taste very good.
No. I don't want sloth spit in my hair.
Sloths?
I already have some camel spit and some llama spit and some pig spit and some goat spit in my hair.
The funnest part about the petting zoo, I think, was the whole fact that the shorter people,
The babies, the kids.
well, even Tracy lost their
oh, they're bad.
Oh.
their bag.
Because they go to let me get them.
Yeah, that was it. It's all gone.
She did more? More?
It's all gone. Look,
She's,
it's all gone.
I don't think she can see that.
I know. Oh, it's all gone. Look, I don't know what to tell you.
Here, let me sniff it. Let me make sure.
Can you see inside?
Oh.
You wanna look at the bottom? Check it for yourself. Make sure I'm not holding back.
Alright, Mom, I'm convinced I'll have a child.
She wants to lick my thumb.
She's gonna eat your
Yeah,
thumb.
just don't let her open up her mouth to it, because they really can't tell the difference between a sweet potato and a finger. So they would go and open up towards that, thinking that it's food. But it has been about half of our time. Do you guys want to trade out?
Yes. I'm gonna let you take
Yeah,
her.
you won't have to do anything. She'll just.
I'm a little afraid of the claws and my
Oh, I
spine.
love how she bends up for you.
Oh, I'm gonna have you guys switch out chairs too. It's a little bit easier than the blue one to kind of relax. There you go. Alright, so she'll open up her legs and wrap around your waist first. There you go. Put this arm over this way. And usually once she gets her belly full, she likes to go up high like that around your shoulders.
Oh, you got the snuggly one.
And sometimes she forgets, because for a sloth, clamp down like this is actually their relaxed state. So it doesn't take any energy for them to clamp down. So sometimes she'll start to slowly clamp down harder over time, and people are like, oh, is she getting on edge? Is she upset because she's really starting to clamp down? And it's just because she starts to get more comfortable. But she is conditioned to know that a little tap tap on her foot means to loosen up. So if she does start to get too tight somewhere, all you have to do is just kind of tap her foot.
Is it everything you dreamed of? This is in her bucket, like her top bucket list.
Yeah.
Mine was the foxes. I
Yeah.
have a couple stuffed plushies of them. I've seen them in zoos,
Yeah.
holding them. It's like,
Which was your favorite, Gwen or Finn?
Finn.
Yeah.
I like Gwen. Finn was just more interested in being pet.
Yeah.
Gwen was a little scared.
Yeah, Gwen, she has her days. I did an encounter with her the other day where I said to start out with that Finn's a little bit more relaxed. She's going to be the one sitting in her lap and enjoying the pets. Gwen's a little spazzoid. She likes to, she kind of runs around here and there. Then it was the complete opposite. I was like, have we switched harnesses or something? Are you secretly Finn? Because this is not normal. So sometimes she'll be all about it. She'll be all wanting the attention, and Finn will be the one finicky. But there's always one of them that's the one that's wanting to be snuggled, and the other one's like running around everywhere.
The Finnick foxes are like my favorite mammal. Favorite animal?
Yeah.
Crocodile.
Oh, really?
Or alligator.
Yeah.